Good afternoon. I'm Rafiu Hila, GFOA Executive Board Member and Finance Director for Howard County, Maryland. I want to welcome and thank all the GFOA members for coming to the beautiful city of Austin for our 116th annual conference. After several years away, it is refreshing to join my colleagues from across the country in what will be an engaging experience. This year's conference has over 6,000 members in attendance, and they are very eager to network with their peers and engage their knowledge through 70+ educational sections. There is even more excitement in the air this year because of the bipartisan infrastructure law that passed last November. There will be $550 billion worth of new funding focused on rebuilding roads and bridges, improving public transit, investing in clean water infrastructure, and expanding broadband access, just to name a few. This historic investment could not have come at a better time because there are persistent inequities that have only deepened due to the pandemic. The digital divide is more apparent than ever, and the vulnerability of our infrastructure to natural disaster is costing lives and billions of dollars. Through infrastructure investment from the federal government is welcome. It is crucial that states and localities still have access to municipal bonds, which are responsible for building some of our most vital infrastructure. Through #BuiltByBonds on social media and this event, we hope to educate leaders in Washington, D.C. and around the country about how key infrastructure projects in their community would not be possible without municipal bonds. Through municipal bonds, state and local officials have the flexibility to tailor solutions to the need of their community. Projects like this, the Waterloo Greenway, here in our host city of Austin, shows that state and local governments are committed to the improvements their citizens deserve, and the chances of success grow exponentially when working in partnership with the federal government. Within the past 10 years, municipal bonds issued have helped my agency, Howard County, Maryland, to fund over $1.4 billion in projects to build roads, schools, libraries, parks, recreational centers, a courthouse, update and rehabilitate our water and sewer infrastructures in our metropolitan district.
Good afternoon. I'm Laura Allen, Town Manager for the Town of Berwyn Heights, Maryland. Berwyn Heights is a community of 3,100 residents, a small town atmosphere, and comprehensive municipal services. In 2014, we became a Sustainable Maryland certified community, and in 2017, we released a Sustainable Community Action Plan. We are known for our historic homes and our extensive tree canopy. As a town manager, I know municipal bonds have been and continue to be an important source of funding for infrastructure projects in many small communities. Municipal bonds also help us meet our sustainability goals. It's important for GFOA to be one of the primary organizations carrying this message. Our 23,000 plus members are experts in public finance and municipal bond issuance. They perform the necessary analysis and implement strategies that build infrastructure to enhance the quality of life in their communities. Sunday marks the first day of our annual conference. The conference sessions are where finance officers learn not only from each other, but from subject matter experts as well. GFOA members will be participating in sessions that focus on debt management best practices, updates on the bond market, and infrastructure finance strategies, just to name a few. GFOA will also continue leading and participating in the Public Finance Network in Washington, D.C. It is essential that we highlight the ways Congress and the administration can encourage infrastructure investment by enhancing the ability of public issuers to access capital markets. GFOA will continue to monitor the implementation of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and update resources for our members as they become available. You can currently find an IIJA implementation resources page and a notice of funding opportunity tracker on the GFOA website. Municipal bonds are an important funding source to help build vital projects in local communities, big and small. Waterloo Greenway, the park system where we are today, is an urban ecosystem with the ability to bring the Austin community together. If we want to keep providing vital infrastructure projects like the Waterloo Greenway to our communities, we must continue advocating for the preservation and enhancement of municipal bonds as a public finance tool. This brings us back to why GFOA will continue pushing this message. Municipal bonds are a critical component of what we do for our respective jurisdictions. They enable us to meet the needs of our communities, which is the core of who we are as an organization.
Thank you, Laura and Rafu. Good afternoon. I'm Kimberly Olivares, Deputy CFO of the City of Austin. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome each of you and all of the GFOA members to my home, Austin, Texas. We have been looking forward to hosting this conference for a very long time, and it is particularly exciting after the last 2 years. Austin is home to nearly 1 million residents and continues to experience intense growth year after year. The infrastructure investments required to effectively serve not only our residents, but the thousands of visitors to our city every day are enormous. Such investment would be impossible without municipal bonds. As mentioned previously, Waterloo Greenway is built by bonds. But it is important to note how those bonds created a foundation from which we leverage so many additional funding sources. Partnerships among various departments within the City of Austin, with our amazing Waterloo Greenway Conservancy, and many others have brought to the table not only bonds, but private donations, enterprise revenues, and grants to create what you see here today. The incredible progress that has been made on this project and the potential that lies ahead has been further recognized thanks to U.S. Congressman Lloyd Doggett. With his leadership and collaboration with the City and Waterloo Greenway Conservancy, we recently received a $9 million grant from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers through the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. This is made possible with investments we make through bonds. It's also important to recognize the impact these investments have on our community. Waterloo Greenway is a model of environmental sustainability. It all began with the construction of the Waller Creek Flood Control Tunnel that addressed significant safety issues and removed over 28 acres of downtown property from the 100-year floodplain. This allows us the ability to focus on erosion mitigation and building an ecologically robust and resilient urban creek, riparian corridor, and a park system. It generated the means for us to create new downtown mobility through integration with our vast trail network, while also striving for universal accessibility throughout the entire creek corridor. And last but not least, through the Conservancy, we're able to activate these spaces in a remarkable way that draws tens of thousands of visitors throughout the year. The importance of bonds extends far beyond where we stand today. The City of Austin and Capital Metro, Austin's regional public transit agency, have partnered to create the Austin Transit Partnership to guide Project Connect, an historic endeavor to expand and improve our public transportation network for the entire Central Texas region, including new light rail, a subway under downtown, and an accessible bus system to better connect neighborhoods in and outside our great city. This transformation will only occur because of bonds and the opportunities to leverage federal funds they create. Then there are the numerous bond programs that our voters have approved over the years that allow the city to continue to invest in roads, sidewalks, parks, libraries, cultural facilities, public safety, and more. All of the services and facilities our community expects from the city each and every day. As you can see, I'm incredibly passionate for all that bonds do for our Austin and every community throughout our country. I take great pride in our city and its residents, and I'm excited for everyone attending this year's conference to see why. The City of Austin is grateful to GFOA for its tireless efforts to ensure state and local governments have continued access to capital markets and all of the financial tools needed to properly serve our communities. I thank you for the opportunity to join you today to share how important bonds are now and in the future. Austin was built by